Hi, I'm Steve Bourie, and I'm the author of the American Casino Guide book. If you're not familiar with us, be sure to visit our website at americancasinoguidebook.com.
And I'm Matt Bourie, and I'm the editor of the American Casino Guide book. And our video today is the final section, part 3 of our 15 dumb betting ideas.
Okay, this is part 3 of our 3-part series on 15 dumb casino betting ideas. And these ideas, Matt and I associate this, actually anyone who's familiar with people who go to casinos, there's a certain group of people, we call them ploppies, and that's who we associate these bad ideas with, these dumb ideas, because these are really bad betting ideas. And a ploppy is someone who really doesn't know much about casino gambling. They don't go to casinos very often. So actually, some of them might go quite often, but they just don't know anything. And what they do is they just go in and they plop down at the first, whether it's a machine or a table game, and they really don't know how to play. They just sit there and just play without having any knowledge. They don't care if there's a strategy or whatever it is. And that's why they're called ploppies, because they just plop themselves down at the first game they see.
All right, and number 11 on our list of 15 dumb ideas from ploppies is that always taking insurance in blackjack is a good idea. And this is not a good idea. The insurance bet, if you're not familiar with it, is a side bet on blackjack that the players are offered when the dealer has an ace as their up card. And it is a bet. You're wagering that the dealer has a 10 underneath to make a blackjack. And the way it works is you bet half your original wager, and it's a side bet, and it pays 2 to 1. So if you make the insurance bet and the dealer has a blackjack, you lose your original bet, but your insurance bet that you made of half your original bet pays 2 to 1, so you end up breaking even. So you push instead of losing if the dealer has a blackjack. For example, if you make a $10 bet and you get a 20 and the dealer has an ace up, the dealer's going to say, would anyone like insurance? You make the insurance bet. So you put a $5 chip above your original bet on the little half circle that's labeled insurance pays 2 to 1. Then let's assume that the dealer checks their hole card and it's a 10, giving him a blackjack. Here's what happens. Your original $10 bet loses, but you win $10 on the $5 insurance bet. So overall, it's a wash. So is it a good idea to make the insurance bet? No. It's actually a sucker bet, and you should never make it.
Yeah, one of the easiest ways to think about it is if you look at a single deck blackjack game, the true odds of your insurance bet winning is about 2.25 to 1. And if you do win, they're only going to pay you 2 to 1. Now, if you look behind me, there's a blackjack felt, which is a blackjack table, which you'll see if you go into a casino, and it says on there insurance pays 2 to 1. So in that game, on a single deck game, the casino advantage is about 5.9%. And with more decks in play, it goes up a little higher. And if you go up to 8 decks, the casino advantage in that is actually 7.5%.
Now, there is an exception to when you should buy insurance, and that's if you're a card counter. Because in some situations, when there are a lot of 10s left in the deck, it would be advantageous to make the insurance bet because if you're counting cards, you keep track of the amount of 10s and the amount of low cards that have been played. So you would know when the odds are actually in your favor to take the insurance bet. But for basic strategy players, you should never make the insurance bet.
Okay, now we're going to move on to number 12, which is if you're having a bad day, just increase your bets. Because you say, well, you know, how bad can it be? I lost 5 in a row. I'm sure I'll win it on this one. So I'll just keep increasing my bets until I win. And this is a terrible idea. It's sort of when we started originally with the martingale system, which was similar where you double your bets each time. We told you that was a bad system. And this is also a bad system. So, and actually, if you get into a place where you're chasing your losses and trying to catch up with what you've won before, it could be a sign that you're a problem gambler. So it's always a bad idea to try and chase your losses and increase your bets to get back what you lost.
Yeah, And if you try to chase your losses and increase your bet if you're doing poorly, this is the best way to turn a bad day into a terrible day. And all the games in a casino are a negative expectation game, meaning that in the long run, the house is always going to win money and you're always going to lose money. That is the number one thing that you need to remember when you go into a casino. So betting more money is the easiest way to lose more money and blow your budget out of the water, because you should always have, like we said in one of the previous parts to this video, you should always set a gambling budget and stick to it. And if you're increasing your bets after you start losing to try and win everything back, that's the easiest way to just wipe out your budget immediately. And to put it into a good example here, even if you're a professional gambler and you make money gambling, you know that at the end of the year, you're going to make money. Even then, playing with an advantage over the casino, you'll still have bad days. Professional gamblers go in and lose money all the time. They do not chase their losses. That is the absolute, probably hands down the worst of all 15 of these betting ideas. This is the one you want to steer clear of 100%. It is just bad news.
Okay, for number 13 on our list, we're going to go back to the game of blackjack. And this dumb betting idea is never hit 12 against a 2 or a 3 because you might bust.
Yeah, a lot of people make this mistake when they're playing blackjack, but the truth is that you should definitely hit your 12 whenever the dealer is showing a 2 or a 3. Because if you think about it, the only card that's going to make you bust is a 10 value card. So that means a 10, a jack, a queen, or a king. That's less than a third of the deck. So if 2/3 of the time you hit, you're not going to bust, and only less than a third of the time you hit, you're going to bust. It's in your advantage to hit it.
Yeah, 12 against a 2 is not a strong hand, and in the long run, you'll lose to the dealer about 65% of the time. But if you hit it, you will drop your losing average down to about 63%. So in the long run, you should definitely hit it because you'll lose less money.
Yeah, with a dealer's 12 is against a 3, you'll lose to the dealer about 63% of the time, because 3 is a little bit weaker of a card for the dealer to start with than a 2. But again, if you hit it, you'll drop your losing average down about another 2% to about 61 or 60%. So you should definitely hit it because you will lose less money in the long run.
Yeah, and a lot of people that think they know blackjack strategy always get this one wrong about hitting a 12 against a 2 or a 3. And sometimes they'll give you a little abuse at the table. And it'll be especially bad if you are in the last seat, you're in third base, you're the person who makes the decision before the dealer plays his cards. You have a 12 or a 3 and they hit you and you get a 10 and your hand busts, and then the dealer completes his hands. They're going to say, oh, it's your fault because you shouldn't have hit that. Well, these people are morons and they don't know what they're talking about. So if you hit a 12 against 2 or 3, it's definitely the correct strategy, and don't worry about what the other people at the table say.
Yeah, good rule of thumb is, if you're ever playing blackjack, is generally speaking, the loudest people at the table that are telling everyone how to play are generally the worst players at the table. So just go ahead and avoid them.
Okay, your best piece of advice for other blackjack players.
Never hit on 12. There's a cardinal sin. Never hit on 12, ever, never.
All right, so number 14 on our list of dumb betting ideas is to only play slot machines with $1 million jackpots.
Yeah, whenever you walk through a casino, you'll see the banks of regular slot machines with, $1,000 jackpots. But then you'll also see the separated ones that have $1 million jackpots and up. And these are tough machines to win on because generally the paybacks are lower. Now, and the best example of this is one called Megabucks, which is in Nevada. It starts at $10 million, and you could play at any casino around the state. They're all linked through a central computer to the same jackpot. But we compile statistics on our website, American Casino Guidebook. You can go there and look at slot machine payback percentages for casinos around the United States and various states. And we show there that these machines, these Megabuck machines, are hard to win on because the payback percentages are much lower.
Yeah, and Nevada is really the only state that differentiates their payback statistics between the Megabucks, which is their million-dollar, multi-million-dollar jackpot machine, and the other ones. But if you look at it in Las Vegas, for example, normal $1 machines returned for the 2020 fiscal year returned about 92% to 94.8%, and that was depending on the location, because generally speaking, on the Strip in the big giant casinos, those pay back not as well as the off-strip properties for like the locals and stuff. So that's why there's that gap there. And the Megabucks machines, on the other hand, in the same place in Las Vegas, returned only 86 to 86.96%. So that's a huge difference. That's you're talking 6 to 8% difference between just playing a regular $1 machine or playing a dollar Megabucks machine. And it's, I mean, they got to pay for those $10 million jackpots somehow, and it's from shorting you on the payouts as opposed to normal $1 machines.
Yeah, so one thing we tell people, if you want to, if you want to play those type of machines, that's okay, but only take about maybe 10% of your gambling budget and play it in those machines. Don't take all your money and put it in those machines, because it'll eat you alive. So yeah, you want to take a shot at those, think about, like we say, 10%, 15% of your budget, play it on those machines. And again, if you play them, remember, like we said in one of our previous videos, always play max coins on those big giant jackpots, because if you bet 2 coins and you win $10,000 and you had bet the third coin and won $3 million, it always makes sense to bet the maximum coins, so you're not building the jackpot up for someone else to win. All right, and number 15 now, this is our last one, and we're going to take a look at video poker. And this is, some ploppies think that betting less than max coin on video poker doesn't matter.
Yeah, and this is a bad idea, because you should pretty much, with very few exceptions, always bet max coins on video poker. And the easiest way to tell why this makes a difference is to look at the pay table, especially the Royal Flush. This is the main one on almost every machine that it does it on. And if you look at it, you bet 1 coin, it pays $250. You bet 2 coins, it pays $500. You bet 3 coins, it pays $750. 4 coins, bets $1,000, pays $1,000. So you would think that betting 5 coins, it would pay $12.50, but it doesn't. If you bet 5 coins, almost every single video poker machine you'll ever see for Royal Flush is going to pay $4,000 rather than the $12.50. So without getting that extra payoff on the Royal Flush, it drops the overall payback on the machine by almost 2%. So if you're playing a good video poker game like 9-6 jacks or better, which has a payback of 99.54%, with perfect play, and you're not betting full coins, you're not getting that full payback. It's really closer down to 97.5%, which is you can play some pretty bad video poker and still get that same payback.
Now, there are some video poker machines where it doesn't matter if you bet max coins, and they're kind of hard to find, but they're just a basic multiplier. So if you bet 1 coin, it pays 800. You bet 2, it pays 16. You bet 3, 24. You bet 4, 32. And you bet 5, 4,000. So it's a basic multiplier. On those machines, you're not getting any kind of bonus. So it doesn't matter if you only bet 1 coin or 2 coins or 3 coins, because you're not going to get any bonus for betting max coins. But those are very rare to find. I've been gambling casinos for 50 years, and I'd say I probably haven't seen them in more than maybe 10 or 20 casinos in all the years. So they are hard to find. Okay, that concludes our list of 15 dumb casino betting ideas.
Yeah, if you like the video, please give us a thumbs up, leave some comments below, let us know what you thought of our list. If there's anything that you think we missed, go ahead, leave those down below. We'd love to hear some of your other suggestions of dumb betting ideas you've heard, or stories about anything you've seen ploppies do in the casino. Go ahead and share them. We'd love to hear them. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, click the bell, turn on all notifications so you never miss any of our other great videos.
Yeah, and don't forget, we have a new website now, AmericanCasinoBonuses.com. If you like to play at internet casinos and you want to try them out for free, you don't have to deposit any money. You don't have to put in any credit card information. We have about 30 different offers there. We can go and try all these and get free bonus offers. at absolutely no cost to you. Again, AmericanCasinoBonuses.com. Thanks again for watching, and best wishes for good luck in the casino.